Hello model railroad fans, welcome to Vintage Road and Rail. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at another Tyco promotional train set. If you watch any of my videos on this channel, you'll know that I'm a big fan of the old promotional train sets, especially those from Tyco. But because those sets were not in wide circulation, they can be relatively hard to find, so I'm always on the lookout for them. And I have found one of the ones I have especially been looking for, and it is this one here. I'll flip it up so you can see it. It is number 7623QA Corn King Tyco exclusive HO gauge electric train set. According to the seller that I bought this from, this has never been run. It's brand new, never been opened. However, sellers annoy the heck out of me when they do this. They'll advertise something on eBay or wherever saying, it's never been run, never been opened, but then they open it. Because you can see here where it's been taped shut. So I really, and they all say the same thing. I opened it to inspect it. You know what? Please, for the love of all that's holy, stop. I realize that something that is 35, 40 years old and never been opened, there's a gamble that everything in there could be total trash, but that's a gamble I'm willing to take if you just leave it shut. Now, of course, when they do open it, everything's fine, or at least looks good, because oftentimes they may not be able to test it. So anyway, but that's the story with this. It was supposedly never opened, but the seller opened it, checked out the contents, listed it, I bought it, and taped it up, put it in another box, and sent it to me. So anyway, with all that out of the way here, this is the promotional train set, and it has a couple of little interesting things on it here that I found rather fascinating to look at, and we'll get to that in just a second. But as far as the box is concerned, it's nothing special. It's just a plain white box. It says Tyco on the side, nothing on the bottom. And on this end, we just have the same label as what we read a minute ago. And I believe the opposite end, nope, opposite end has nothing. And of course, then here we have where it says Tyco. But the two things that I had noticed that was pretty interesting about this is, one, is when this was originally sent to whoever bought it originally, it was shipped to that customer in this box. Because if you look at it, you can see the UPS label, and you can see the shipping label. And it's really nice having this on here because I like seeing that that history. In fact, we can see Carlson Fulfillment Company, I guess, is who shipped this out. And it went to whoever this is, J. Barca, if I'm pronouncing that right. And they were here in Ohio. I'm in central Ohio, fairly near Columbus. And I don't know where Hubbard, Ohio is. If I'd had any good sense about me, I would have looked that up. I'll try to remember to, when I edit this video, put it up there. But the other thing that was interesting is it gives us a date as when this was shipped. And I believe, let me find it, there it is, I don't know if you can see it, but April 10th, 1986. So that gives you an idea of when this set was sold. May have been a little bit before that, but we know for sure that this was being sold and shipped in 1986. So I love that, having that little bit of back history there. It's kind of like whenever I buy train cars, new ones, like not necessarily this one, this is a Walthers one, but some of the old Tyco and whatnot that might have been sold at Toys R Us or Woolworth or someplace like that. I like it when I see the old price tags on there because a lot of those places are gone, and then you can see, that an old Tyco car that today might be considered a collector's item that sells for $20-30 sold for maybe 88 cents in the bargain bin at Woolworth. It's pretty interesting. So anyway, I'm kind of going off topic here. So I've got my knife right here. So let's go ahead and let's open this up and let us see what is inside. Alright, so it's already been opened, so I'm not the one committing the sacrilege, even though I wished I was. I ain't got no qualms about opening something brand new and sealed. We're not going to be able to take it with us. Alright, so let me move this off camera so I can carefully open it without cutting, because I can see some kind of paperwork right underneath it. I'm going to cut into that. Alright, let me put my knife away. 1 second. Alright, that should pop right open. Alright, we are inside. So let's see what we have got. So we got some paperwork on top. So we just have a parts order list here. Nothing to write home about. Let me scoot this out of the way a little bit. And then we have got a number that you can call if you're having problems. And just some instructions on how to put the track together, connect the power pack, how to run your trains, and then just some more follow-up on that, adding the cars and troubleshooting. And what is that? Something for the service department, I guess, if you need parts. So let's set that aside. And it's got this bonus gift pack rebate. So basically, if you buy any of these items, you get some sort of a rebate. And then we get a little mini catalog, if you will, or a brochure of some of the things that are available from Tyco. And I'll just kind of scan up here. Those are a lot of the action accessories. And it does open. But before I open it, let's take a look at the other side. It's showing off the Tyco scene playboard and some track and other accessories, the layout expander, and then over here we've got Tyco instructions and somebody stomping around upstairs. There's that. And unless there's something in the bottom I'm just not seeing, that is it for the paperwork. So let's see what we got here. Inside, we have got a bridge and trestle set with its instructions inside. Looks like the tape has kind of come loose. I don't know if this was wrapped all the way around and taped. Alright. And then we have got a baggie that has some various signs and poles. We've got some telephone poles here, some railroad signs and street signs. And then we have got our 80s Tyco power pack, and this has never been used, that much I can tell. I don't know if anybody knows how to wrap one of these things. I sure as the heck don't. The best it gets is looped up with some Velcro or something. Let's set that to the side. And then we've got some extra rail joiners. Now, we do have some track on the bottom here, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But we have got our cars, and they are just wrapped in paper. They're not in boxes. And I forget the name of the other set that I've got that is in the box. I'll look that up, and when I edit this video, I'll put that up on the screen. But it came in this box as well. I think it was the Chef Boyardee. Yes, it was the Chef Boyardee set. Came in this type of box, and all the cars were wrapped in this paper. So let's very carefully take these out and unwrap the paper. Actually, let's not unwrap the paper. I think we can just pull the car straight out. And I'm going to carefully set the paper there because I don't want to mess it up. And we see a Union Pacific gondola with 3 culverts for the load. And everything looks to be complete. Alright, we're going to skip past this for just a second. And I'm going to set the cars next to the paper. I'm going to try to, when I stop the video to set everything up on the track, I'm going to try to think of a way to keep these with the appropriate car. I don't know that it matters. For all I know, the seller didn't do that, so it probably doesn't make much difference. But in this one, we've got a Laramie stock car, blue and yellow. Looks really nice. And the door is, there it goes. Got our brake wheel, same as the other one, which I didn't point out, but looks great. And then next is probably going to be the caboose. And let's just kind of shake the caboose out. And it's a streamlined caboose, but it's just one of these plain red cabooses. But it's complete, nothing broken, and looks great. Now for the piece that makes this special. We'll get to the locomotive in a moment, but there's nothing special about it, and there's nothing special about those cars. Those cars came with all kind of sets, and this one even came with an action set, I believe with horses. Could have been cattle, but I'm not real sure. But this is what makes the set special. This guy right here. And this is our Corn King 50-foot boxcar. Now there's 2 different kinds of these. I'll try to remember to put a picture up of the other one, so that there is a variation on this set. And doggone it, there's no brake wheel. That hopefully I'll find it in the bottom of the box somewhere. It just got rattled off. But there is the Corn King boxcar, Wilson Foods. Looks great. Love it. Absolutely love it. And that's the piece that makes this set rare and the piece that is hard to come by. I like having the whole set, but there's a lot of people that are quite content, you know, just to find the rare car. And I've done that myself on a few occasions. For instance, the Coca-Cola promotional train set. I just went and got the car. If I ever come across a box set, great, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Alright, so we have a piece of cardboard here that is just separating those cars from the track and the locomotive. And then we have an oval of track right here. Nothing fancy. And then we've just got some paper here serving as kind of some packing to keep some stuff separated. And then we got our wires to hook up the controller to the track. And then we have got the locomotive, and I'm looking around for the brake wheel in that box. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing it. Well, that hurts my feelings. But that's alright. I can find a replacement to put in there. Alright, and here is the locomotive. It's a little 060 steam locomotive, Western Maryland. Looking really nice. Alright, so I am going to stop the video right here, and I'm going to get all of this loaded up on the track, and then we will give it a test run and see how it looks. So give me just a couple of moments to get all that taken care of, and I'll be right back. We got our train set on the tracks here. So let's just kind of look at them one at a time. We'll start with the locomotive. Again, we got our little 060 steamer, Western Maryland locomotive. So we got the locomotive here, and we've got the tender. This locomotive is, the drive is in the locomotive. If you can look there, you can see that it's got a standard horn hook coupler. So there is nothing inside this tender. It's just like any other box car, a little bit of weight, and that's it. Alright, we got our Union Pacific gondola. We got our Laramie 40-foot stock car, and we got the crown jewel of the piece, the 50-foot box car, Wilson Foods Corn King. And we've got our basic red streamlined caboose, which I actually really like this caboose. With a lot of Tyco stuff, it's matched with the locomotive, which is fine. You know, you kind of expect almost to have, if you have a Union Pacific locomotive, to have a Union Pacific caboose. But Tyco also makes a few things that have custom cabooses, like the Midnight Express or the Silver Streak. So if you don't have the caboose with that, you know, say you have a Silver Streak locomotive but no caboose, just throw that on there and it won't look too bad out of place. Alright, well, let's give this a go. I don't know if the seller, I think he said he didn't test it. So as near as I know, this has never been run before, so I'm not sure how it's going to perform. But I've been pretty successful with these old power torques, which is what you will find in here. Alright, so set to forward. Yep. Aha, we're moving. Ooh, we're moving well too. Wow, that is nice. That is performing much better than I was expecting. And our headlight works. Slowing down a little bit, but I'm starting to attribute some of that to this track, this Bachmann Easy track. I need to probably do some adjustments on the little connections. Looking good. Let's see how slow it'll go. May stall on the turnout. That's a pretty good slow speed. Rail joiners, that's what I was trying to think of a minute ago when I was talking about the connections. That is really good. "35-year-old Tyco. Nice slow speed. See if we can go a little slower. Oh, that's nice. Alright, let's... Whoa! Slow down there, Captain. Alright. That sucker will get up and move. I wasn't even at full speed and I was worried I'd fling it off the track. And that is not something I want to do. Alright, so let me just shut up for a moment and back up and let you take this in. Alright, folks. That is the Tyco Corn King promotional train set. Come out at least in 1986. Could have been maybe in 1985, but I know this sucker was shipped in 86. And I think it looks good. Alright, well, down in the comments, let me know what you think of this train set. Do you have this Corn King boxcar? Do you have this locomotive? If so, tell me what you think of it. And if you have the alternative Corn King car, did you just come across the car by itself, or did it come in a set? Inquiring minds would like to know. Well, alright folks, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this promotional train set. If you want to see more vintage stuff, as well as my layout build and a whole slew of other things I've got down the pipe, make sure and hit that like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be alerted as when I have another video. Alright, I'm going to dismiss myself, but I will take a few beauty shots of this at the end, so stick around for that. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me here at Vintage Road and Rail. Happy model railroading. Take care.